little Morrissey, bucking the great Greenland barrier, miles and miles of menacing ice. Will Bartlett goes aloft to the crow's nest, where he scuns the ship to the peg. Otherwise she would be caught between heavy sheets of ice and cracked like an eggshell. This time of the year, the soft cushion of snow is washed off the ice, so when our bow bites into it, it's just like hitting Vermont granite. The impact springs the steel plates in the bow, so we saw off the bent ones to prevent underwater ice from ripping them off. Stuck here for 37 days, we turned to instead of bemoaning our fate. Norcross and Dove are off to explore the barrier leads, a regular honeycomb of canals. The canals, formed by the melting of surface ice, are too shallow for anything but small boats. In some places, the water is only a few inches deep. The ridges are beautiful, but very dangerous. The boys are lucky to get by with passing so close to them, as these often cave in suddenly, but they make it all right, and while they're away, we sight a polar bear. Heaving out the dory, we start after him. Look at him go. He swims better than a lifeguard, but he isn't fast enough to get away, so we come up alongside and rope him. He's madder than a March hare and full of fight. If we could get near us now, he'd slap the dory to pieces with his paws and chew us up. But we give him plenty of rope, so he starts for the ice. He gets up on a pan and fights the rope until he frees himself, just like Houdini. There he goes, hurrying home to tell the missus all about it. And it's a fine story he'll tell her, I betcha. We are now sailing through the coastal waters of the Greenland Sea, which in olden days were favourite sealing and whaling grounds. All hands aboard my little Morrissey keep a sharp lookout. Sure enough, we sight a herd of seals, about 500. You only see the top layer as the rest are underwater. These seals are covered with hair instead of fur. So that's why I have to disappoint the girls who asked me to bring back sealskin coats. Then I spot a couple of narwhals, see them playing around. They average about 17 feet long and weigh about a half a ton each. They have very sharp ears and grunt just like pigs, and they can swim like lightning. If you look close, you'll see the ivory tusk which sticks out of the head. It looks like a letter opener, but narwhals never get mail, so it's just an ornament. Narwhals are very graceful when they sound. There goes one after a square meal. We anchor off the beach where the Eskimo had hauled in a couple of unlucky narwhals. The meat tastes just like chickens, so the Eskimo are always on the hunt for some. The natives are so hungry that they're rolling the fattest one up to where they can cut themselves a nice helping of raw narwhal steak. Even the kiddies are wild about it. Look at that knife. That explains why all Eskimo have small noses.